Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Chronicon, where hopefully today we are going to be wrapping up things with the Templar. Really all we need to accomplish. God, I keep forgetting what the God, I keep forgetting the controls. Keep accidentally moving my elixirs around. But what I was gonna say was, hopefully today we are gonna be finding the final true legendary item and filling out this codex entry. Now, there are a couple ways we could find the item. Ideally, we'd like to find it in a drop. Alternatively, if we find two more, because the missing item is a shield. If we find two more hurt blockers, we could go to the transmutation place and transmute them into another true legendary item of the same type, which I think would give us a 50-50 chance of giving us either the same item or the other shield, because there are only two true legendary shields. What was the recipe? Random true legendary consumes 5 true legendary items for a new random true legendary items if all 5 are of the same slot, such as all 5 weapons. A new weapon fitting your class will be generated. If not, a fully random item is randomly selected. Okay, yeah. So that could be a way to get the item, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a way to hang on. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be a way to put it into our codex. We'll see. We're going to be doing greater boss anomalies to try and accomplish our goal. And hopefully it happens. We'll see. The question to then ask is, what if you play for an hour and it doesn't happen? Because I've only have an hour budgeted for today. Well, at that point, this is going to be the final session one way or another. The final session where I spend the entire time farming. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to start farming off screen, and then subsequently we'll have to do like one more short oh god. Can't believe this guy stayed alive. I mean, he immediately died after that. Yeah. I think I picked up some garbage. Yeah. Just drop that, please. I think both of these items are from yesterday. Anyway, like, if we don't find it in today's episode, then what I'll do is I will stop doing these farming episodes and I'll just farm it offline in my own time and hopefully find it. And then, having found it, I'll just record a very short, updated video where we acknowledge that we've finished this section of the codex for the Templar. Nice. And, yep, one way or another, this is gonna be done. Because, I don't intend to leave this job unfinished. But finishing it might require a bit of a grind, and to an extent, you can have a grind as part of a let's play, but if it goes beyond a certain level, you kind of you got to start cutting things out. Obviously, the ideal circumstance would be finding everything in a full uncut session, but you can't always get what you want. This boss always is so pointlessly stressful. But at least if you survive that initial thing, then you should be able to finish it off. This boss, luckily, is now fairly manageable. Oh, killed him. Oh, I say fairly manageable, and then I nearly got killed by him. Because I stupidly was running in the center, which is where he jumps. And he does kind of like shockwave damage every time he does jump. Luckily, we survived, which is a testament to the small incremental changes we've been adding to our build, mainly in the form of mastery points. Also, the elixirs were a pretty important boost to both our damage and our survivability. I think we can kill this guy. Please, please. Oh no, come on. Okay, let's yeah, let's finish him. There we go. There we go. And the question is, have we found any true legendaries so far? Well, we found another tome, which we don't really need. We need the shield. Yeah, this time don't stand in the center like a moron, and just stand off to the side, and we can finish him off pretty easily. Yeah. I guess we'll fight you again. What I don't like about this boss is he has multiple cutscenes for each of his phases, and the cutscenes take time. You gotta skip the cutscenes. It's a bit of a thing. I guess we gotta fight you again. Stay away from the center. Take him down. Hang on a second. I think we might... I think we've done it. I think we've done it. But, you know what? Let me just return. I think this is the shield. I think this is the shield. Contra, True Legendary Shield, triple gold star, of course. Each time a foe is struck by a shield skill... am I using shield skills? They suffer. I don't think am I using shield skills? Are any of my shield skills classified as... Are any of my skills classified as shield skills? I don't think they are, so that... This is a sword skill. Passive skill, passive, active skill, sword, a blade conjuration skill, sword sentry skill. I don't think I'm using any shield skills. I mean, that's kind of besides the point. The important thing is that we have done it. I'm gonna drop off Contra, just you know, with the other stuff that we have. Phantoma. There's an extra Phantoma. And how long has this episode been? It's been 10 minutes total. Well, you know what? I'm ready to end it because we are technically we're technically done with the objective, because let's confirm and take a look. Yep, we have both of these true legendaries. We have the tome. There's nothing else to be found because I don't think there are any other Templar items. If the name of the class is highlighted in red, that means that is not our current class. We've already found these Warden items with the Warden, which makes sense. Mechanist, Warlock, Berserker, and then there are the seasonal items, which we cannot get right now, which I'm gonna come back to at the end of the year when it's around Christmas. So we're done. We're done. We also have, just to remind you, all of the Templar runes. Those are all done, and we're basically done. The only thing that we kind of regret is the fact that we messed up the well, I say we, I messed up the socketing, and then I wasted my runes, and then we basically, I only did a rough estimate, but I think we could have been doing double, if not more, the damage that we're doing. Life could have been so much better, but you know what? Yeah, you know what? In the end, we got the job done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one dungeon anomaly just to give because when I end this video, we're gonna be done with the Templar. And when I say we're gonna be done, I mean we are gonna be super done. I am going to eventually start a new character. I'm not sure how I'll do it yet, because it seems to me that with a grindy game, it's better to maybe stream it and then maybe have edited highlights for YouTube, like for your YouTube playlist. I'll have to see. Like, it's hard, right? Like, imagine if you were playing, like, Diablo 2 is much more grindy than this game, as in it takes much longer to get the things that are rare in Diablo compared to the things that are rare in this game. But they're similar in the sense that you might be playing for long periods of time and nothing's happening. And so, like, what's the best way to handle something like that? I feel like, because the thing is, if you purely do highlights, then that's unsatisfying, because part of the fun is the grind. The fact that it was difficult to find this, it took a while to find this. So if all I ever showed you was highlights, that wouldn't be where's it? Hang on, where's the exit? So why did I come all the way down here? I just missed the exit, I guess. But if the only thing I showed you was the highlights, that wouldn't be satisfying. At least I don't think so. But then if I showed you hours and hours with just me sitting by myself, you know, playing and nothing happening, that wouldn't be great either, because again, it's weird, because you'd be unsatisfied if it's just the highlights, but if it's just a dude playing by himself, there's not really a lot of excitement. Like, so streaming kind of gives like almost a perfect compromise, because it gives a way to make the tedious grind actually fun, because it's not just about, okay, I've got to focus on the action, I can only talk about the action, right? You can interact, you can make small talk, you can, you know, make little jokes, things like that, which not only makes it more interesting to watch, but definitely more like, it helps take your mind off the tedium, I do believe. And it turns it into a bit of a social exercise, which is always fun. But then the issue with that is, oh yeah, and also when you're streaming, people can give you tips in real time, as opposed to I've already done the thing and people are watching and giving tips after the fact, and there might be a delay in my ability to incorporate them. That's like a practical benefit to streaming. I think when I start the next character, it would be in the form of streams rather than just pre-recorded videos. And depending on how grindy things got, like the YouTube playlist, like if it's the early game, you know, we're still making regular progress, we're still learning about the different abilities, we're still finding, you know, basic items, you know, completing our sets and that kind of thing, then you could pretty much upload that unedited, basically. Unedited, basically. All you're doing is removing the like whatever streaming housekeeping stuff you're doing that's not really relevant to the thing. It would take minimal editing, but when you get to the grind, I guess you could kind of do both, like have the full version and the unedited version, like when Mr. Llama was doing his Holy Grail run. I believe you can. I mean, you definitely can watch the full version, but like, you can watch the full unedited hours and hours and hours and hours of nothing dropping if you want to. If you wanted to, like for something like a Holy Grail run for a Diablo. But for that, you then also have the option to just watch the highlights, which could be a fun way to do it. And as expected, we once again didn't get any runes that we actually needed. We just got a bunch of garbage. Okay. So I'm just gonna drop these off. On this page. And we have, once again, 5 runes that we have duplicates of. So to end, we're gonna try one final time to get the rune to make up for the one that we wasted. Ooh, it's the right color, but is it the right type? No, it's not, because we're looking for blood scent. That is not blood set. Okay, well, we tried. We tried. We tried. It didn't work. And we're just gonna, at this point, call it good. Let's do a bit of shuffling around. Alright, so we're done. We're done with the Warden. We, hang on, let me drop this off as well. What to do with these? I mean, these aren't even, well, this isn't even a gold star item, so I'm just gonna sell that. The rest of these I am going to, because I'm gonna buy another row, actually. And then I'm gonna drop these off, because I haven't vetted them to check whether they are useful for other players or not. We'll figure that out whenever we start our next character, because we'll have access to the shared stash. And at the end of this, let's reflect on our experience with the Templar. I will say, playing with this party, you know, companion-based build was a lot of fun, but it gets very, very chaotic. It's so bright, it's so shiny, it makes it so difficult. I mean, it's difficult enough already in the game to try and use your skill to avoid enemy attacks, because it's sometimes things just happen really, really quickly. Sometimes enemies come at you from both sides, and this isn't a game like some games are really finely tuned, like Dark Souls games generally, where they're difficult, but it's usually finely tuned so that if you play properly, you always have a way to succeed, assuming, you know, you're doing the right things. In a game like this, the enemies could position themselves and time their attacks in such a way that at times it really does feel like, even without the distractions, like you just wouldn't have had a way to avoid damage, and the only way to survive is to make sure that you're not getting one shot, and that's basically a gear check. And that element was already there, but then when you add in like this fucking like mob following us, it makes it so add to the fact that they've got crowns on top of their heads, which is also what enemy elites have on top of their heads, and it makes it so difficult to figure out when you're about to get attacked and when you're safe. So at a certain point, I just gave up. I just gave up completely. And I think for my next build, we're gonna focus on something that is more player dependent, without companions. I mean, the creature you kind of have to take, but any companions, we'll try to keep it minimal in terms of companions, just for another change of pace. Haven't decided what class I'm gonna play. Either the Berserker or the Warlock. I'm gonna save the Mechanist for last. And honestly, I have no idea how each of these classes are gonna work, other than just my, like, impression based on what they look like. Like, I assume the Berserker is just gonna be going around punching things and just generally being angry. The Warlock is gonna maybe focus more on ranged spells, that kind of thing. And to that end, maybe the Warlock would be the biggest contrast with our current playstyle, because our companions generally are more of the melee kind. Anyway, that's a decision we'll make later on. For now, though, I will say I am gonna take another bit of a break from this game, because I've got to go. Well, I've always been at work, but I've been working from home for a few months, and I'm gonna have to be going back to the office next week, and my schedule is also going to change, so it's going to make it a little bit trickier to get things done, because now then there are other things that I would have gotten done during the week that I'm now going to have to do on the weekends, which is when I'd normally be recording. And it's, you know, these little changes in life that you've got to adjust to, and eventually you figure out a way to make things work. But yeah, at some point I'm going to come back to Chronicon, but we're definitely done from now, done for now. I am very glad that we got this task accomplished, and we're done. We are done. And on that note, it is time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this Templar playthrough. We had our ups and downs, but in the end, we got the job done, and that is what matters. So, I hope to see you when we eventually start the next character. We might start out playing normally and then transition to streaming, or might start streaming it from the get-go. That's another thing I'll have to decide. But one way or another, at some point on this channel, we are going to do the remaining Chronicon characters. So until then, take care.